Okay, welcome back to the Crypto Factor. Welcome back to your favorite cryptopreneurship show. My name is Paul. If it's your first time here, this channel is all about crypto, all about entrepreneurship or cryptopreneurship. And today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about crypto. We're going to be looking at your altcoins and answering, are your altcoins dead? Meaning, is your altcoin dead? Should you get out, maybe convert it, and so on? We're going to be looking at that. Plus, I'll be answering all your questions in the chat as this is an AMA. So go ahead, write your questions in the chat, and I will be looking and answering all of them. Today, I am drinking my Zahori sparkling water. This is 100% water with bubbles in it. Anyway, what are you drinking? Where are you watching from? Let me know in the chat because I want to see if the chat is working. And the way I can tell if it's working is if one person, at least one soul, puts a comment in the chat. That way I can see it. There might be a little bit of a lag, but please do it. If you think, don't worry about it, someone's going to answer, I don't have to, please answer, because sometimes they don't. Everyone's like, oh, I'll just let the other person answer, and they just don't. There you go. Drinking coffee, awesome. Now I know that the chat is working, and you can hear me loud and clear. Now, small update or quick update on when I will be going live from now on this channel. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 7 o'clock EET. That's Eastern European time. And it's right now. Right now, it's 7 p.m. EET. And this is the time I'll be going live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Unless there's an emergency update or a standalone video, this is the time I will be going back. We'll be going live. So I see questions about Turbo already. We'll be answering those. And we will talk about privacy as well. Very, very good point there. We'll do all that. Let's have a quick look at Bitcoin. Then talk a little bit about altcoins. Then answer your questions. Put them all, I'm burping because of all the soda water or sparkling water. Anyway, let's have a look at Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin right now on the factor line. And again, if you want to see the factor line, go ahead, scan that code. It's also linked in the description down below. It's part of my course, comes with the indicator. It's the only way you can get it. But let's have a look at the factor line. And as you can see, it's pretty much playing along exactly how we expected. We were saying we're going to go sideways for a while in this upper mid range. We did. We were waiting for the breakout. We told you to watch out on the breakouts at this resistance because it kept on rejecting, and once it becomes support, it's the perfect buy signal. And for me right now, for Bitcoin, it's the perfect buy signal on the 4-hour. Why? Number one, well, very obviously, the factor line is gold over here. Gold plus a couple of buying, well, gold since here, right? But again, gold, it went down a little bit, but I told you we're going to look for a higher low or a lower high. Sorry about that. But yeah, I was telling you we're waiting for another level over here. We're going to find support, and it did, and we came up here, and the factor line is gold. Plus, you got the confirmation dots, you have the SFP buys, and so on. But the most important part was getting above this line, this rejection line over here. Why? All resistance becomes support, and as you can see, we came back down as expected, making this support. This is easy to get into. Why? It's easy to buy. Why? Because if you buy right now, you essentially sell if this becomes, or exit your positions, not sell. Exit your positions if this line becomes resistance again, and you're in your trade as long as it's holding above what? This line over here. Now, you're gonna meet more rejection around this level over here, but you can hold. If you buy now, if we get into a sideways channel over here, obviously you can hold, right? So right now, it's actually a good time to buy. Now, if we come up here and we make this support, confirm it as support, then we take it to the next range and the next level. We'll cross the bridge when we come to it. But right now, so far, playing exactly as predicted, exactly as predicted since the lows, which we said these are the lows down here. We came up, we came down. Again, we're saying take profits, so on, protect yourself. We called for a higher low. We got that. We came up. Everyone was shouting, screaming bear market, but so far, so good. We're doing very well here. We do have to take into account, though, and be careful for major rejection around this level here. As you can see, this may form a heads and shoulders pattern on the long term. We are not there yet, and yes, you can form it here, you can form it here, it doesn't really matter, you can even form it here. But generally speaking, we need to watch out for this, okay? But we're not there yet, so we don't have to worry about it yet. Okay, now let's go, or just keep attention to it. Let's go to the daily. Much more apparent over here. The factor line's even giving you the levels to watch out for. Let me just make this more straight. Let's make this one a little bit more straight here. And you can see it right here. So we're waiting to see what Bitcoin's going to do, if it's going to come up and break, and then we have to watch for a rejection in this area just because of the timing of the market, but also for that massive heads and shoulders. But so far, so good. Trend stacker in gold over here. That's volume momentum combined with a few more factors. Generally speaking, when it comes to the factor line, everything is looking okay, looking as planned. So far, we outcalled 90% of cryptocurrency, the crypto markets, the crypto influencers, everyone. We pretty much outcalled them. So with Bitcoin, so far, so good. Okay, now, looking at altcoins, yes, there is red to be seen on the board on the daily, but it is the weekend. You don't want to take these too seriously. And if you go to the monthly, you get a bigger picture. Generally speaking, we look good on the monthly. On the weekly, yes, we see some red, but we are seeing some outliers over here, including privacy coins, which I've been telling you about. But generally speaking, altcoins are waiting for permission from Bitcoin. That's what I have to say from altcoins. We are watching Bitcoin like a hawk. We are watching the privacy narrative, the perpetual DEX narrative, and we are watching the AI narrative. And basically, we are looking at strong coins. Now, with that said, let me drink some sparkling water. And do ask your questions in the chat. And let's look. Somebody gave a very important question here. Hi, Paul, do you think Turbo is dead? So we're not going to do analysis for Turbo. We're going to do something else. Here's what we're going to do. And pay attention here because you can actually use it. I'm going to show you a way how to do research on coins in 2 minutes for free. Okay, because I know a lot of people ask all the time, is this coin dead? Is that coin dead? Hence the title of this video. And I wanted to help you. I wanted to give something back to you guys. So what I did, let me show you. If you come to AICryptoSuite.com, I actually made this site for you. So if you come here, AICryptoSuite.com, you're going to see a bunch of AI crypto tools which I made for you. These are mostly completely free, all right? And you'll see a couple of tools here. These are AI crypto tools. One's Folioli. This is like a better, well, not better, but the new Blockfolio. I'm trying to recreate the new Blockfolio. If you watch my videos, you've seen me talking about this because I missed it, so I'm creating. The factor line obviously is not it's not AI, but it does have an AI coach and the AI elements inside it. And this is the only paid product on this page. CoinScan. This is a free GPT that scans a coin across structure, momentum, and context to give you fast, no-hype reality check. This is a reality checker, so to speak. You have a TA reality checker over here, which concentrates on candles. And you have, is my coin dead? So let's have a look at is my coin dead. You just click that, or you go straight to ismycoindead.com. And here you have it. You have the AI, which I programmed, I actually built this for you guys, and I've designed it to look at certain things that I look at. Now, obviously, there's more things to it, but this will give you a very, very good eyeball effect on your coin, right? There's other things to look at as well, but this is one of them, and it's probably the most important things to look at. So, who talked about Turbo Coin? Somebody asked about Turbo Coin. The How-To 282. So let's have a look what Is My Coin Dead says about your coin, Turbo Coin. So let's go over here, and I really hope this works now. Turbo, right? You just put Turbo in here, you put the ticker in here, and you click Check Coin. It does some things in the background. It does some research. It goes and does different things, and there you go. So what's the opportunity cost check? It's high. Okay, now why is it high? Why is it in red? Well, first of all, the performance versus Bitcoin is bad. And you can check this by opening Turbo versus Bitcoin, but this one pretty much gives you the answer right here. Second of all, volume trend is declining and the price structure is neutral. So what does this mean? Okay, this means that capital efficiency is weak. Opportunity cost versus Bitcoin appears high recently, meaning if you had this money in Bitcoin, you're losing opportunity basically because Bitcoin is outperforming this coin. Okay? So one of the things you have to ask yourself when you look at your coins is it outperforming Bitcoin, or do you think it will outperform Bitcoin? And when it does that, how long do you have to get into it and so on? That's a different story. Okay? So the development health is weak. Basically, there's no Comet data available. All right, so it can't find any available from the team or anything like that. And project activity is stale. This is rare updates. Last update within a week via development activity, so it's not a good look. Now, this is based on recent market behavior. It's not a prediction, okay? And of course, I will be upgrading this over time. But it does take resources, it does take money, it does take a long time to make this. But so far it's giving you some basics here. So you can stack this with maybe some other tools I have in AI Crypto Suite and then maybe learn some TA and then you can look at it. I'm trying to give you tools, on-chain analysis, this and that, the basics, what I look at, and I'm trying to automate them in a way so I don't take a long time looking at this, but also you don't need to. Plus, and I know this is counterintuitive for me, you don't have to listen to me. You can just use these tools yourself because I don't go live all the time. I go live 3 times a week. Why not check this yourself? I'm giving you the tools. It's free, by the way, completely free. Doesn't cost you anything. All right? So basically, what does this do? Just so you understand before we look at more coins. First of all, it has an instant lookup. You can check any coin status in seconds with comprehensive database. Death detection, identify rug pulls, abandoned projects and coins that have flatlined, and activity signals, track development activity, trading volume, and so on. And this again is going to be upgraded over time. I'm going to add to it. I'm going to program it more and more and make it into a better product. It does not mean that this coin can never pump. Okay, it's not a prediction tool, but it does give you the basis and it does let you know where your coin sits, if that makes sense. Now, we could look at technical analysis, but I don't think there's a point because there's nothing to look at. It's pretty obvious, and we know, well, we could do that as well. Let's say that we wanted to look at technical analysis, okay? So let's go to Turbo, just so we can see what this is talking. Maybe it's not working, right? Well, look at this. Look at this. Is this real? Well, obviously you're not buying this, right? Now it's in this range. It gets massive pumps, massive dumps. This looks like manipulated completely. The factor line's telling you it's probably about to turn around. Gold, red. I mean, come on, you're not gonna buy this, are you? I don't know. This maybe there's another better. Oh, this is pre. Oh, that's why. I'm sorry. My bad. That did look weird. That looks better. Okay. I was about to say. So we did analysis to this coin last time, and I was telling you that there is major resistance here. And in order for us to buy, we have to make this support, and if we make a support, we can expect something like this. And if it fails, then obviously to get out. By the way, this is not looking very good. It's down at the bottom of this range again. So again, you have to wait for it to come and start trading in this range over here. So technical analysis-wise, TA, basically, a technical overview is not technical analysis. It takes more time than technical analysis. But if you combine technical overview we just did with the ismycoindead.com, you have your answer. with probability-wise, right? No 100%ties here. God, I'm thirsty. Let's talk privacy a bit. I'm seeing Harry, my man. Thank you so much. Kilo, thank you so much. Zcash is not coming back? Question mark. Why would you say that? What alternatives? Why wouldn't Zcash come back? So you're looking at Zcash here. It's down 3% on the day. But if you go to the monthly, it's down 10%. Okay, I see why you say that. I see why you would say that. Let's have a deeper look into it. So for me, it's a bit different because for me, we called this at $144. Said that you're going to be taking profits around $700. At 600 and something dollars, I was in the Corvette with my partner telling you, he was saying it's going to drop 50%. I was saying it was going to go up a little bit, then drop 30%. We were both right. But he was right on the drop. I was right on the going up a little bit, then dropping. So yeah. And look, if we look at Zcash over here, it does look like it's rejecting. Let me get rid of all these drawings. Yeah, so right now it's red, and it's looking like it's going down. Trend stacker turned red. And yes, but you have to understand the range is here. 345 is your line in the sand, so to speak, or 340 is your line in the sand. If this becomes resistance, then you get out. Right now, we have to see what this is going to do. It's trading in this in this lower range over here. We wanted to trade in the higher range over here, if that makes sense. But I wouldn't say it's over yet. I don't hear no fat lady singing. So XRP mothers are quite silent right now. But yeah, it's not something that I'm worried about at this point. Dash Monero. I like Monero. Monero is retracing, but yeah, it's retracing, but it also went up big time. So if you look at Monero here, just go to the monthly, it's 37% up on the month. So yeah, it's retraced, but it went up a lot. Zcash, yeah, Zcash needs to reclaim fast. Otherwise, you know, I might downscale some of my position in Zcash. Not that I'm expecting it to go down, but I'm just saying we want to see what's going to happen. Is there opportunity cost here? Well, let's go to Is My Coin Dead and look at Zcash. So this is more of a fundamental thing. I'd look more at technicals, obviously, but let's have a look at Zcash. So Zcash is actually looking bad. Opportunity cost is high. Why is that? Performance versus Bitcoin is bad. Okay, Bitcoin is doing better than Zcash. Volume is declining. It's below the trend. That's interesting. Capital efficiency is weak. Opportunity cost versus Bitcoin appears high recently. Okay, but this is recently. This is looking at recent price structure, by the way. I'm going to make tabs for it for longer term and so on. But development health is strong for some strange reason. And status for project activity, regular updates, last update within a week. So this is good. So at least the team's still around. But yeah, it's recent market behavior. I'm quite surprised. But yeah, well, the charts are not lying. This is not lying. I would take caution. So yeah, this makes me take a little bit more caution over here. So let's look at it again. The factor line is red. Maybe I'm being a bit biased. Let's look at the 4-hour. All right, so the 4-hour paints a better picture here for us. Again, the trend stacker is going red. And look, this is now coming down. And this is a downtrend on the 4-hour. Trends usually continue to go down, to continue to the downside, to continue to, okay. So they tend to continue and break the range towards the trend they're going in. This is an inner range from this range over here. So yeah, I would say 360 is a line in the sand. Because if it breaks 360, it probably trade in this range over here, this bottom range to this bottom range. And these tend to break down. But I will wait for confirmation for this. So yeah, so maybe I was a bit biased. but that just helped me look at my analysis a bit better. So you see the power of combining tools with technical analysis here, because after all, we are humans and we get swayed a lot by emotion. Dash, even though Dash is not a real privacy coin in my opinion, it is worth looking at it. And I did trade it before, and it does look a lot better right now, surprisingly, because I haven't looked at this for a while, than Zcash. Because look, it's a clear uptrend here. It came up, came down to the factor, and came up. SFP buy over here. Trend stacker in the gold. Interesting. See, I missed this. Even though I was trading, I missed this move. Very interesting. Look, it told you right here. So we came up, came down. This is where I was trading. We came down, turned red, and then factor line told you to buy right here. Right here. And it just continued up to the upside. Told you to take profits. Now it's down, but it looks like it's in trend. Yeah, I would say the Dash would be good to buy. And then you have to watch for this resistance up here. So if it comes up, it might do something like this, comes up, watch this rejection. If it comes down and makes support, then likely it may break out and go up higher. But Dash looks like a better trade right now than Zcash. Is it a better hold? I don't know. But it's definitely a better trade than Zcash right now. So right now I have to refine, well, I might even trade this. So let me have a look real quick, something. Give me a second. I think I have a little bit of money in this account. Futures. Do I? I'm in Bitcoin. Well, here, let me show you what I'm doing on my CoinEx account. Let me just make, this is a small account I have. Real one. Let me just close this position on Bitcoin then, even though it actually looks like a good position to be in. Should we close it and play Dash? Let's look at Dash up here real quick. Yeah, because if it could break, it could do better, right? Let's go to the daily. Huh. Take profits at 119, 114. I'm just eyeballing this. All-time high 96. Will it break this, though? If it doesn't, you know what? Let's do this. Let's close this. Confirm. That's the whole thing here. Confirm. Let's take a nice 5x position here. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just doing this for myself, obviously. A nice live trading with the crypto factor. Always make sure it's isolated. 5x is a bit too much. I don't suggest this for anyone. I'm going to market buy this because I can't be bothered. Let's confirm that. Balance insufficient. Why? Oh, here. Maybe the price changed. There you go. All right, so now we have a position. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to the 4-hour. All exchanges are a bit different. This one's, they're a bit the same, but like sometimes I get confused where these are. All right, so this is the 4-hour. So if this is a 4-hour candle coming down, that's too much, that's too close. I'm going to take 80 psychological as 72. Let's look at the hourly. Sure, so this might turn into a doji. And you have the line. I'm going to look at 79. Yeah, I'm going to look at 80 psychological. Stop loss. Let's see what this looks like. If I do a stop loss at 79, I will lose $220. So if I do 79.9, I will lose 193. I don't want to risk that much just because the rest of... Okay, so because of the market looks like this right now, even though I'm seeing something here, this tells me that, hey, maybe privacy is going to pump, so maybe it's worth doing with Dash. And by the way, I'm doing this live. I'm trying to think out loud just so you can see my thought process. It might not be, it's not really right or wrong. It depends on your risk reward ratio, what you're willing to risk, because I'm doing this on the fly. So don't take this as a technique or for granted. I talk about this in my course, in my coaching, but this is what I'm doing now on the fly, what I'm willing to lose. I'm not willing to lose half of that capital. I know it's small, but it's principle, right? So let's go back to here. This is the 1 hour. 84. Go to the 4 hour. This candle, 84. Yeah, so let's do 83. Let's do a tight stop loss, because if markets are going to go up now, they're going to go up now, right? So I don't like trading on the weekend, so I'm going to do a tight stop loss for this. I'll get stopped out. It's okay. Let's do 76,000, see what that looks like. So let's go again to stop loss. Let's do 76,000. What does that look like? Sorry, $76. What does that look like? 310. That doesn't make sense. 89. 79. Right, because it was okay. So let's do 81. 90. $132. Stop loss 132. Confirm that. All right, that's our stop loss. That means if the price goes under 81.90, it will stop me out and I will lose the amount I just showed you. All right, and I'll be left with the rest to play around with. Now, what we want to do is want to add take profits. Okay, but let's go to the chart again. This time, let's go to the daily. 95, so 94 TP, what does that look like? $231. That's 50-50 risk. I don't like those odds. I wouldn't get in for just a 2x right now. I'm going to anticipate this breaking. Otherwise, I'll look at the chart again and get out later. Volume might be rising here. Let's see what happens. And I will take profits either at one. Let's do $99 to see what that looks like, because under 100. Looks a bit better. Looks a bit better. But if I want to swing trade a little bit longer, I'm going to go for a 114. You can always get out of your position later. You can always change your position. So I'm just going to do 114. And that should give you a good 800, even better. So that's what I'm going to leave it at for now. And then I'll revisit later on, do some TA and get in or get out or whatever. Because this is on the fly. Okay, so there you go. That's what I did. CoinEx is completely, or is KYC free. If you don't like to KYC, it works well. I do use it. Not my favorite exchange, but good enough. Good enough, and it has a lot of listings on coins that other ones don't. And it's actually pretty good for that. And it's also trustworthy, in my opinion. I met the CEO and everyone. So they're pretty cool. Let me, and the only reason they're my favorite exchange is because I like using perpetual dexes, like but this is a good, as a decentralized exchange, it's one of the best ones in my opinion. Again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do not follow my trades. Past success doesn't mean it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. Very, very important stuff, what I just said. I'm going to give you a special link that's optional KYC. So you don't have to KYC from this link I'm going to give you. Paste. And we'll look at your coins in just 1 second. But you just saw a live trade. Not very technical, not very in-depth. But you just saw me do it with one of my accounts. For Monero, I did the same thing. I took a trade. I made some good profits on Monero. I made the post about it in my group and everything. And then those profits became Monero on spot, and I kept a little bit in futures, and now I just took another position. If I'm stopped out, it's still profits. I don't care. And it's very small money. It's mostly to keep me active, even though I don't want to be active, because I want to be active, but I don't like being active in these times. I'd rather hold spot, but this kind of lets me get my thing out and be able to, play and so on. Let's have a look at some of your questions in here. Smash the like button. I would appreciate you guys smashing the like button. If you have a like button, it looks like this, just push it. I would really appreciate it. What's up, also right, by the way? Looking good. Hello from California. Sometimes chat gets stuck in members only. Maybe that's why sometimes a few come. I don't think it's members only now, though. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be members now only, though. I am seeing, because I'm seeing non-members. I think. Is this members only? Let me check this. Because if this is members only, that would suck. How would I look at this? Edit. Playlist customization. Oh, wow. Subscribers. Yeah, people couldn't, only subscribers could comment. I'm so sorry. All right, so now everyone can comment. I don't like doing subscribers only. I don't know why it keeps on defaulting to that. I want the trolls to comment. You don't have to be subscribed to comment. I don't like making people subscribe. Now, if you want to subscribe, you subscribe, but I don't want to make or force people to subscribe to be able to ask questions. That's stupid. It's interesting it did that. It's weird because I'm pretty sure when I set this up, I didn't have that selected. It happened to me last time as well, and I thought I was crazy. I think YouTube does it on its own sometimes. So anyway. Ooh, let's have a look. Regarding what I said, Zcash based on a recent badness structured team and leaving such... I don't look at news, though. I know news not... Yeah, I don't look at news. But it is important if developers leave the... Okay, look, there's a difference between developers dumping a project and just leaving. Okay, it's not really news. I just don't listen to news. But... yeah, I get it. But even though that happened, we didn't have such a massive drop. Like, we're still... in the summer, when we went up to $700 and we went down to $350, which we called, we're still way above that, right? And even though that news hit that they left, this, that, we're still above that. So for me, that's irrelevant. That's why I don't listen to that news. Usually news is not correct. What we read and what actually is going on is not the same thing either. And I think with Zcash, something like that that's what happened with Zcash. They're saying these guys left, blah, blah, blah. But they haven't really left. It's more like, let me just turn this light a little bit. It's more like a misunderstanding of what exactly, who left and why, and who's actually behind it. I didn't really look into it that much. But yeah, is Gaming Coins gaining some traction now? I don't know. I don't have a list of Gaming Coins because we said that Gaming Coins, if it's going to come back, it's going to be if the market goes up. I did see... I'm not seeing any because I'm not holding any right now. I'm only holding like a couple, and I can't even remember which ones they are. So I won't be able to answer that. You tell me. I'd still rather hold AI privacy and perpetual dexes. I mean, I have a couple of gaming coins like Pixels, which I'm holding, and G Swift was another. I can't even remember if I'm holding that anymore. Do you still recommend DexNet nodes? Look, so DexNet is very, very, very credible. And that's not to mean that you should blindly go jump in and buy one. Obviously, you have to do your own research. But look, I met the team, I met the CEO. They have amazing connections. They know what they're doing. They're very smart. They're very hospitable. When I went there, they showed me a nice time. They have sheikhs as partners, right? Not small sheikh, like a big sheikh, like has a district. So, and they have a pretty solid team. So I've been to their offices and everything. I'm running a DexNet node. I haven't looked what it's doing lately. I did have a chat with the company. I actually wanted to work for the company. That's how much impressed I was with the company. But now I'm talking about some other positions somewhere else. But, and it's not that I prefer one thing over the other. It's just purely time, money thing. Who's paying me more? And even then, we'll see what's going on. I'm not sure yet. Because I'm waiting on this partnership that if it happens with the guy that made my indicator, that's what I want. All right? Because I know the product and all will be good. But my EcoChain, not DexNet. Is it Dex? Yeah, DexNet became EcoChain. I think they pivoted from DexNet to EcoChain. If we're talking about X1 EcoChain, which I think we are, it's solid, right? Do I recommend it? It depends. It depends on you. I can't answer that question if I recommend it. If you were to tell me, Paul, should I get this node, that node, or an X1 node, I would go there. So if it's a matter of picking like what brand you want, yeah, definitely. But if you should get a node or not, it depends on your portfolio, your style, your setup, your expectations. It's a very hard answer. Would I not recommend it? Well, put it this way, this is not a sponsored video, nor was the X1 EcoChain video. But from a lot of projects that I talk about, I would say X1 is probably one of the better ones, if that makes sense. I used Factorline, my friend. I used Factorline, my friend. That's how I'm looking at stuff regarding Zcash and Dash. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Are you in the Factorline? Who are you, man? If you have the Factorline, you're in my group as well. What's your name, dude? They say Tari XTM is a hard fork from Monero. Yeah, but why? If it's a hard fork from Monero, what's the difference, right? So what are they doing different? That if they want a hard fork, if it's a hard fork, and why? Turn your computer, Tari ISIC. Turn your computer into a money machine. Ugh, I hate that fucking marketing gimmicky fucking. But I'm not saying it's bad. I just didn't like the. I just feel they could do better sales copy. Q1. Tari. Just to show you what I'm looking at. Well, it's not a very successful fork, is it? Yeah, I'll stay away. For now. Let's see what else we have here. I like to mine Dash. That might be a good idea. Is Pixels and Cow dead? Well, let's have a look at Pixels. That's a good idea. Let's see if Pixels is dead. So let's go to ismycoindead.com and let's put Pixels here. Let me just make sure that's how you spell it. Because I can't remember how to spell Pixels, for fuck's sake. Pixels, where are you? Pixels, yeah, it's like that. By the way, look, you can see the chat. This is what I see on my screen, by the way. So let's go to ismycoindead.com, Pixels. Let's do a check, see what it says. Ooh. Interesting. Look at this. So performance versus Bitcoin is good right now. This is lately, probably the last 30 days if I remember correctly, okay? Soon we're going to be able to look at ranges and time and so on. Volume is improving. The price above trend. Capital efficiency looks healthy versus Bitcoin. The last 30 days. Oh, here's the last 30 days are telling you as well. Developer health is weak. There's no commit data available. And the project activity is stale. Rare updates. Last update within a week is development activity. All right, so, but this is good. But let's see if they do something about it, because who knows? They might have given up. But this actually gives you an overview of what's going on with Pixels, which means, what is Pixels doing price-wise? I haven't looked at it for a while. Pixels is not on crypto bubbles. It fell under, that's why I can't see it. So Pixels is under the top 1,000, so that's why I can't see it on Crypto Bubbles. Let's see if anything happens. Is Polkadot dead? They're building on the, behind the scenes, trying to take into the gaming niche, but they've been unlucky with the gaming niche because it's not their good call. I'll answer that because I know the team. I've spoken to them. I was sponsored by them at some point, right? And no, the videos weren't sponsored. Some were, and the ones that were, I disclosed it. But I talked to the team. I've interviewed them, and they're building, but they're trying to revive it. But they were unlucky because I guess everyone was betting gaming's going to take off. I was saying AI is going to take off, and everyone was betting on gaming this narrative and this cycle, and they were wrong for gaming. And I was saying this. We're looking at AI runs. Is XRP dead? Wait, we have more. We have more. Is Bitcoin dead joke? GLMR, that's a good one to look at. My guess is yes. Daily limit. So I reached my daily limit. So in 24 hours, I can do more. Of course, a secret is if you want to do it yourself, just use another browser. But that also reminds me that we've been doing this for a while. Let's look at other questions here. Doctor from Texas. Hey, okay, I get Cal, yeah. Paul, MetaMask wallet is giving out its first season reward info. Okay, cool. I probably have some in there. All right, so there you go. Let's have a look at some more coins on Is My Coin Dead by using a hack, because I'm a hacker. Because it's fun. I like doing that. So let's go look to, and when I say hack, I mean opening up an incognito window. The amazing hacker Paul Democracy just opens up Is My Coin. And the reason I put these limits is because this costs money in credits when you do AI programs. Like I'm paying for you to actually do searches. So people could spam the shit out of me and make me broke. So what I'm doing is I put the limits so I can protect myself, if that makes sense. All right, so we have this. Let's have a look at which coin was it you wanted to look at. Moonbeam, right? Moonbeam. Let's go over here. Can't remember the ticker on Moonbeam. GLMR, was it GLMR? GLMR. Okay. Let's go here. GLMR. Okay, so I guess I upgraded it so I can't do it using an impromptu incognito video either. I must have programmed that in and I forgot. Anyway, you can do it yourself. Just go to AICryptoSuite.com and then just go to Explore Tools over here. Look, it's Is My Coin Dead? I've built all these for you guys. Check them out. They're all AI. They're all free except the indicator, but it has AI in it. That's why I put it here. But yeah, I made this website's mine. These programs are mine. I'm experimenting with AI, basically vibe coding and so on. They're all free for you. Check them out. I would really appreciate if you do. And yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate you all. I think I'm gonna go inside to my living room, maybe feed my dog, and watch some Blacklist because we're re-watching all the Blacklist from the beginning again with my girlfriend. So take care. Thank you very much. I love you all. Check out ismycoindead.com and check out AICryptoSuite.com for the really cool stuff I gave you. Okay, take care. Thank you very much. Love you all. Bye-bye.